Yeah. What's going on, everybody? We're here. We're live. GTO Thoughts podcast, day 12, I believe. It's Christmas Eve, 12:47. I would never be recording this if I didn't have to every day for my challenge. But we're here. Some of these have been going on my other channel. Some of these been going on my main channel here, which is where we're at right now. And yeah, for the people, the low amount of people that watch them compared to the other stuff, thank you for tuning in. I think these podcasts are best for people who are who are a little bit fired up about life, who are a little bit motivated to do something great for themselves, who are motivated to put in some hours, put in some work, put in some habit. And yeah, basically these have been podcasts where I've been going over my 84-hour-a-week challenge that I have for a month. I also have a couple other prop bets I've been doing some updates on. We're in the final home stretch of my masturbation and porn prop bet, where I couldn't watch porn or masturbate for about 6 months, and I win a bunch of money for that. Really haven't started my 40,000 word book prop bet yet because I tried, but I've only got about 1,000 words out there. So, but yeah, man. So what I've been doing kind of on these podcasts, kind of talking about my day a little bit. The last one I got a little bit drunk. I was pretty fired up. I was banning people from the chat. I was swearing, but yeah, I think I had a pretty good time. So yeah, man, everybody's tuned in live right now. We got a couple people tuned in. Listen, if you're up right now, much love to you, man. It's 1 a.m. Central Time right now. Merry Christmas, everybody out there. I spent most of the day with my family today, but I did have a very productive day. I had a very great conversation with one of my favorite people, Bill Perkins, that definitely gave me a lot of really good ideas and good ways of thinking moving forward. And I think I've achieved most of my challenges for the day. GTO social media post was about talking to different members of your family and asking them questions. If you don't know what to say, just ask questions, ask follow-up questions. And then when they give you boring answers, just fucking keep asking them more questions. So PLO social media post, I'm going to make something generic after this. Book that I read today was The Magic of Thinking Big. Recently, Fedor suggested it, but I've heard it suggested by a couple other people too, and I've read it. And man, I don't know. Today's been like a lot of realizations, a lot of I don't know, a little bit of. I just feel like everything out there I'm reading, it's all, I don't know. Everything's written and designed to talk about always wanting more, always wanting bigger, always wanting better, always wanting all of these things. And it's not a lot of content you read, or even a lot of the course stuff I was doing today. It's never about really enjoying what you've done for yourself, enjoying the accomplishments you have, enjoying the audience you have. It's always about more. It's always about bigger. It's always about, I don't know. I guess it makes sense, right? I mean, you think back to poker, right? No one wants to be, well, some people do. They're content playing mid stakes. They're content grinding out, $100,000 a year, $150,000 a year. They don't really have any aspirations to do more than that. They're happy with their lives. They're happy with their situation. Maybe they don't believe in themselves, but they'd like to. And some people, I feel like, are just happy where they're at. And yeah, it's been making me think a little bit about what kind of my own situation is. And yeah, I feel like with poker, I was always very obsessed with all of that. And with most of the stuff I'm doing right now, I mean, I certainly don't have that feeling. Hold on, I gotta text a special friend of mine. Yeah, certainly with what I'm doing now, I don't really have that strong motivation to make all the money in the world or have the biggest audience. I mean, everything you read now, it's all about how can we get more people to click this? How can you get more people to read this? It's never like, hey, why don't you enjoy the 7 people that watch this video about you? Why don't you enjoy the 10 people who engage with you and love what you do? It's always, no, we want to have 100 people enjoy it. And I guess that makes sense. To me, it's never, I don't know. I've never gotten fully behind it. I've never fully decided to I don't know, man. It's just something a lot to think about. I know we got some people in the chat right now, a lot of people that I like, some people that I don't like. But instead of banning everybody on this Christmas day, when I read their comment, I just say, I wish I did not interact with you. I decided not to. Let me give some shout outs. We got my buddy server, Gianluca. What's up, buddy? Thanks for the message, Gianluca. Much love. You're in Italy, and you check out. I don't know if we got any other Italians, Gianluca, but I got to recommend him to you. Check out Gianluca's work. Google him, look him up, learn more about him. He's Italian. I don't know if I'm talking Italian right now, but I'd like to. Matt L., Dale Cooper, Jimmy Bluffett, Mirko, CS Wiggy, Matt L., Grease Corn Dog. Don't talk shit about my 3-6 grind. Reading that comment, I would just prefer not to read that, but it's all right, man. Matt, Clairvoyant, Kyle, Thomas, Alexandru. What's going on, boys? Welcome to the show. Midnight, 1 a.m. We're here. We're live. Let's go back to the list of challenges I have for myself. Last video, I talked about putting off the meeting for the GTO Club and the GTO Club message until after Christmas for a number of different reasons. Best of the podcast clip has changed to doing something that I feel uncomfortable doing, which today was one very specific thing that probably is going to result in my biggest podcast guest that I maybe have had on before in terms of just sheer mainstream popularity. But I thought this was interesting. I was having a conversation with somebody today, kind of goes along with the somewhat inspiring conversation. And he brought up the importance of doing things outside your comfort zone, reaching out to people, teaming up with people. I've never been a big team up kind of guy. I think poker, especially poker, it works when you have people to talk with. But for me, it's always been something I've done sort of by myself. You just grind hours, you put in work, you put in the time, you put in the volume. And for me, results always came. And I think with doing other things, I've realized that working with people, having people work for you, teaming up with other people is pretty important. And a lot of times, some of the people you might be reaching out to team up with, you might not know as well. And yeah, so one of the things we discussed was that I'm going to be reaching out to 2 to 3 people per week that I don't know, in terms of whether doing something podcast related, whether doing something video related, doing something short video content related. And actually, one of the guys I randomly reached out to a month ago was a man named Randy Bloomer. And he was one of the first originators of online poker real money, founded Planet Poker back in 1997. And then it turned into the first ever real money poker site in 1998. And it was one random night I sent him and the Party Poker founders a message on Facebook. And I did the Mike Sexton podcast. I was really fired up about the history of online poker. I was going through a bunch of articles and news about it, and I cold messaged them, which is something I never do. I always like to get people on my podcast that I already know. But I sent a couple of messages. I got some messages back from the Party Poker founders, but they said I think one of them's involved in a bunch of stuff, couldn't come on the show. But I got one back from Randy, and Randy said, yeah, man, I'd love to come on the show. So hopefully we're going to make that happen next Friday. I'm very excited about that. I mean, the guy was one of the first people to fucking create online poker. I mean, how crazy is that? The software design he created in 1997 is still used by most of the major poker sites today, which, I mean, I think that's more either a testament to how great and innovative it was in the 90s, or it's a testament to how uncreative and uninnovative sites are now. So, I mean, can the only online poker design literally be the same fucking thing? I doubt it, but, you know, I guess not. I guess not. So yeah, conversation with someone inspiring was definitely with Bill Perkins. I feel like me and Perkins, someone I really enjoy talking to. Always, he's someone who I feel like as I'm expanding my own activities in the world, my own activities online, more out of poker, more into entrepreneurship or content related. I feel like I need to start expanding my network of people I talk to be similar. I feel like right now it's a lot of people who are not necessarily in those same categories of things. And that's just because I simply don't know that many people doing those same things. And yeah, I think that's going to be something I'm certainly going to be making a goal of expanding on coming up here in the coming weeks. I mean, pretty much starting ASAP. I don't see a reason to really wait till 2017 to go ahead and do this, but definitely got a lot of wisdom, insight from BP, and he helped. Yeah, man. definitely the fucking man. I mean, what else can you say about the guy, man? The guy is a goddamn legend. So, business marketing course study session. Man, I was doing my online course tonight, and the way that they talk about what's GTO for selling things, it feels so manipulative, and it feels so. I mean, I guess it just makes sense. That's how business is, right? I was watching some videos. They talk about YouTube being, it's not a video site, or Google's not a search engine. It's an advertising platform. Then they're basically, there's an advertising. They have ads on there, and they just happen to have videos on there. They happen to have searches on there. And it feels like a lot of these poker sites that are reporting news now, it's basically they're creating this news content just to drive traffic to their site to sign you up for their strategy or for their news. And I mean, I guess that maybe that's how all things work. To me, I don't know, man. I just find something I don't know what it is. I just find something so inauthentic about that. And whether it is authentic or not, who am I to really judge? But for me personally, I guess that's just how things are, man. That's just how things are. It's all about clickbait. It's all about more and more. It's all about money. It's all about the ads. It's all about, I don't know, man. It's just what it all feels. It's what it all feels like when I go to these places and I learn more about the tactics and the strategies that people use to have success doing things, selling things. And I don't know, man. It makes me kind of miss the bots, and it makes me miss, battling people online who may be colluded. I mean, it makes me miss that stuff, man. That was like weak sauce compared to all this other stuff. So it's very eye-opening stuff. It's very interesting stuff. And to be honest, it makes me less and less inclined each day to want to continue to pursue that kind of thing. But sometimes you do have to do some things that you may not want to do to get to a point in your life where you don't have to do them for a very significant amount of time. And I don't know if I'm quite in that phase right now, but we shall see, my friend. We shall see. So let me see some of these comments on here. Oh, somebody mentioned table talk. So listen, one big thing I took away from the book I read today, was it The Magic of Thinking Big, The Power of Thinking Big? Shout out to Blinkist. They have these nice 15-minute reviews on there. Table talk. I'm continuing on. Listen, man, I believe in table talk. I believe in a poker news topic type show. I think it's great for the community. I think it's something that I would fucking love to see. And I'm going to keep doing it if I do it by myself. I don't care. I'll do it by myself. I'll do it with fucking my little brother. I'll do it with Jimmy Bluffett from the chat. I'll do it with someone from the chat. I just don't care. It's a show I love. I don't care who watches it. I don't care if anybody watches it, honestly. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to enjoy it. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to enjoy it. El Capitor says, why are you sweating? I'm pretty sure I'm not sweating. I sweat when I play basketball, man. You got to check the Snapchats for the proof of my sweating. I sweat like a motherfucker when I'm working out, Poppy. But yeah, Jimmy Stapler. Listen, man, I actually think a show with me and Jimmy Stapler would be a great show. Opposites attract. Me on one side, Jimmy on the other side. Just fucking going after it, talking topics. I feel like that would work really well. So I feel like that would work really well. Back to the list. One thing I learned, it did amazing today. I think I learned a lot of really good ideas to think about. I got one realization talking with BP related to content, related to the idea of building a content library, related to the idea of how my content could expand outside of what it is presented as and packaged as right now, which is just 1 hour long podcast. And I think doing this show actually is something that, yeah. A couple other things I learned today. I learned more about the online courses, kind of what the GTO way is to present them, to package them, to advertise them, to market them, and then to sell them to people out there whenever it's something that you're interested in going a little bit more in terms of adding in more customers or adding more people into whatever it is that you're selling, if it's a course related type thing, which I guess mine is in a way, but what I have right now isn't necessarily, but in the future, what we're working towards is very similar to that as well. I learned a couple things about my family tonight that I won't share here on the podcast. In terms of what I did amazing beating down my family in every board game that was presented to me as a challenge. They have no chance to beat me at most board games. Just like most people out there watching this right now can never beat me at the great game of checkers. That's for sure. What else did I learn today, boys? I learned, I think from the book. Go back and check some of my notes. Oh my God, I had a great day today. I did amazing. You know what? I did something else amazing today. I played a great game of chess today. It was short, it was sweet, it was intense, it was vicious. But I played a great goddamn game of chess today. I just really did. I really got to go back and reread some of these books a couple times. Like the Magic of Thinking Big. I want to do an actual video on this book and the ideas it talks about. Let me just go over the core main headlines for you. If you believe you can accomplish your goals, others will start supporting and believing you too. Man, I just fucking love that. Believing in yourself, I feel like it's just one of the biggest things people lack. Instead of memorizing facts, do what successful people do and sharpen your creative thinking skills, which is kind of something interesting to think about. Never worded it quite like that. Eradicate all negative thoughts by thinking and acting positively every day. I think is good, but I also think some negativity fuels something in you, which is debatably good or bad. No one is an island. Success depends on the support of others, so treat everybody with respect. So I'm going to try treating some of these comments with respect here in the YouTube chat. That don't bring me that much excitement here. I'm going to try. From the friends you keep to the advice you take, ensure that your environment is of the highest quality. That seems to go against itself in a way because you'd want to get rid of some of the negativity there. Watch your attitude. It's speaking for you even when you don't open your mouth. Interesting. Destroy fear, the number one enemy of success, by building confidence. I feel like that's such a hard thing. Building confidence when you feel like you don't have anything to be confident of. I don't know. Failures are eager to find excuses for why they fail, while successful people are eager to find. This is the thing that put me in the table talk direction. I was already going to do it, but now I read this and I'm more excited. So when something doesn't work, you just fucking keep trying, man. You keep doing things. You keep doing it. You just keep after it, man. You never give up. I like that. But yeah, man, it's been a good day. It's been a great day, man. So last thing I got to do is I have to do a PLO social media post right now. I'll get an idea from the chat and that'll be it. And now let's talk to the chat a little bit, man. Let's take some questions, take some comments, take some things. For anyone that's here, it's 1 a.m. It's on Christmas. I don't know why all you degenerates are here right now, but much love. You guys are probably some of the hardcores. How often do you chess? I chess often. I play chess often, my friend. I'm a very competitive chess player. Always having tough matches. Stop by my apartment to play. And I enjoy it. I love it. There's nothing more I like than a good competitive chess match. What daily face cream mask do you use? Right now, I use, what is it? I use the Murad. Use Murad face wash, moisturizer, and that's what I use right now, my friend. Greasy corn dog. What is your GTO move for Netflix and chill? My GTO move for Netflix is chill is that I never use the phrase Netflix and chill. I typically will get to know a person, invite them over to my house, and then, I don't know, we fucking hang out. I don't know, play some chess. David Barak played some PLO 1-2 at the Aria last few days. Awesome game. Saw Phil Hellmuth playing 2-5 PLO the next table over. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. My buddy Franks, been playing NL. I don't know. I stopped it at NL, man. Dale Cooper says, Jimmy Bluffett here. When are we doing our podcast for PCA winners? That will be next week sometime, my friend. Matt McNaughton, what's the best Christmas gift you got for someone else this year? The best Christmas gift I got for someone else this year was gift cards, of course. Jesus. Gift cards, man. Listen, I am a terrible Gift hitter. C-Swig, are you liking Fedor's book list? He's reading from Twitter. He's already read 12 books in like 2 weeks. I don't know about that. I think for myself, reading books and then finding that, I guess there's a couple strategies for myself that I'm working at right now, is that you can read books, take 1 or 2 things away from it. Really, you try to absorb the information, try to let the information really become a part of you. Or you can read a lot of different knowledge, and I feel like maybe the biggest 1 or 2 things will stick with you. For me, I feel like both of those work for me. Both of those work. And right now I'm trying to focus on a little bit less books at one time and more on a couple books at once. And yeah, like reading audiobooks at high speed, I don't know. I mean, I guess I haven't tried it, but it seems like a bad idea. But I don't know. Driver City, any ideas how to get through the interview portion of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire to not seem too nerdy? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Do you wear a Fitbit? No. Although I would like to know how much time I actually walk when I'm playing basketball, though. Let's take a couple more questions here. Is Tom Dwan ever going to appear on the podcast? Probably yes. How do you get better at cold calling people and synthesizing your thoughts in an area you have little experience in? Hard to describe what you need exactly. I don't know what that means, so you need to rephrase that question, please. Who's going to the LAPC Commerce? I will probably be there. Are you really a chess grandmaster? I am a chess grandmaster, my friend. That is correct. That is correct. I feel like back to the books thing. So for me, notes have been really important. And then rereading your notes. One study that I did in terms of learning talked about how you learn one thing one day, and if you don't go back and relearn that the next day and the next day and the next day, most of what you learned is then lost after a certain period of time, which is a 1 or 2 week time period. Whereas if you keep relearning that information, and that takes kind of putting in these faithful hours of learning. I've been realizing really faithful, really focusing, not being distracted, which is so hard in the ADD world we're in right now, with Twitter right there, and you can refresh and all this stuff like that. So yeah, if someone asks a question more than once, Jimmy Bluff it, I just cannot answer it, my friend. I just can't answer it. Playing PLO Live, do you buy in max or min? Most of the games I play don't have a cap, so I would not buy in for the max of those games, that's for sure. C.S. Swiggy says, I need one great motivational book. It depends what it's about. My favorite book is Models by Mark Manson. A great book, an amazing book, a book that changed my life the first time I read it, my friends. Oh, a great book. I love that book. Really put the way you think about yourself, the way you deal with women, the way you deal with your friends, the way you deal with the relationship you have with yourself, really put it into a lot of perspective, man. Really did. But yeah, man, let's take a couple more questions here on this midnight edition, this 1 a.m. edition. How many people? We got 71 people watching out right now. Listen, man, you know what? I'm coming to be grateful for that anyone decides to watch anything I do, man. So, hey, I appreciate it. Much love, people tuned in live. Much love, people that watch this back on replay. I'll be doing these every single day. Most of these will be on my other YouTube channel, the GTO Club channel. You can find it in the description below at a later date, or you can find it on my YouTube channel main page. And yeah, most will be on there. In terms of my GTO Club right now, it's going really strong. We got 16 official members right now. Goal is going to be to get it up to about 20 to 25 here. Once I finish up the game section, which is a game, points are awarded, there's rewards. I basically kind of built this game system that's incentivizes people to complete objectives that they'd like to achieve, complete objectives that basically the point is to get people being productive, get them productive on a routine basis, add a little bit of competitive aspect to the GTO Club, and basically take some of my favorite things out there, like a supernova leader on my team, and figure out a way to turn that into a game for people's lives. And we'll see what happens. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I've been studying a lot of gamification ideas out there, and I think I've figured out a pretty good starting point. We'll go from the starting point, and then and then we'll see what happens. So, but I have some pretty fun rewards lined up. I just need to make sure I get the points allocation structure down correctly before we can really make it some magic and go more mainstream with it in the phase 2 of the GTO Club. So Clairvoyant says, how do you go from being hyper focused on one thing and then get back to a balanced life? I think that I would say that I definitely do not have a balanced outlook on anything that I do, and I am attempting to gain balance, knowing that I succeed the most by being obsessed with one thing. So I'm not the best for that question. I'm certainly not balanced lifestyle. I excel when I'm all in on one big thing as my main thing, for sure. Am I coming to Australia next year? I don't think so. Do I think I'll relocate abroad anytime in the future? Probably not. I'll probably relocate in America the next thing I do. Matt McNunn, have you heard about or looked into the apps that track your sleep? So right now, Matt, I have this app called Sleep Cycle. I don't necessarily know how to process the information in terms of what I can do with it, because it tells you if your sleep is deep sleep or not. It tells you. So it looks like one night, last night, 92%, Wednesday, 93%, and then some nights 64 and 68. So I guess from there you can then backtrack and think about what you did in terms of your day. And then maybe you can replicate the steps that you might have taken when you got some good sleep. I mean, I'm not sure really, because I guess that's going to be a challenge, just to figure out exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what I can learn from this. So yeah, I don't know. I'm trying Sleep Cycle right now. I'm going to try to get better at my sleep. I got Blinkist as my app right now. I got some, what else other apps am I using right now? I'm using this app that, I'm using this very GTO app. But yeah, man, from all the sleep stuff I've been studying, you definitely need 7 or 8 hours to sleep. In terms of good sleep, I'm not sure I answer that question, Matt. Right now, guys, I'm studying sleep, I'm studying love, and I'm studying what the point of certain relationships are in your life. So that's what I'm studying right now. David says, are you a better lie? It's a dumb question, David, first of all. There's no dumb question, obviously, but I am definitely a better online PLO player. Tell us of a PLO session live that you crushed it and where. I crushed it at the 2-5-10 Aria game that's the last game I crushed it at for sure. And then I get beat down in the 5-10-20 game sometimes. So Poppy, get Twilight, great app for getting rid of the blue light on your phone before sleep. It's like F-Lux for your PC, so you can change the intensity. All right, guys, give me some recommendations, man. Give me your favorite books. Give me what you think I should focus on here in this coming up time. I want to hear from you guys, man. You guys tell me what you think. Do you think not having a normal 9-to-5 helps you focus more on your goals in life? Fuck yes. I don't see how it can't. I mean, I don't know if I had a normal 9-to-5, I think I would excel at that. But in a way, I'm trying to structure my life and so I have a 9-to-5. I mean, I'm trying to structure my life so I have an 8-to-12. But yeah, I think it really depends on the person, honestly. It really depends on the person. Are you a Trump supporter? I mean, I don't really support any sort of politics, my friend. The Alchemist, I've read that book. Try the 4 hours sleep, 8 hours awake cycle. I am gonna try this sleep right now. The full 8 hours. I'm gonna try that. What was the app called that you recommended, server? Twilight. Sounds like a vampire movie, server. Sounds like a vampire movie. Grant Cardone, 10x rule you enjoy? Yeah, I like the Grant Cardone Be Obsessed or Be Average. One of my favorite books right now. Thomas says a 30, 60, 90 plays have been very helpful to me. I like that idea a lot too. Work on looking into better ways to get better REM sleep. Looking at the graph you posted on Twitter, your sleep is not GTO. Yeah, I don't think my sleep's very GTO right now. I'm trying to recover from my old. Are you a homosexual? No, I am not. Are you a homosexual, my friend? Check out Actualized channel on YouTube, similar to the buzz you are on right now. Thank you, man. Yeah. How is the Fedor prop bet going? The Fedor prop bet has inspired me to create a challenge where I have to be productive 84 hours a week, my friend. I guess I have to draw the line with chat in terms of comments that just don't leave anything of value in the comments. So, 4 Agreements, yes, I do enjoy that book. I love that book a lot. Always Do Your Best, I feel like is a great one. And Tim Ferriss stuff, by the way, Experiment with Sleep. I feel like Tim Ferriss is the route I will be going with my life. I feel like I'm going to be doing a lot of experiments with my life. I'm certainly going to be out of the poker something at some point in time, man. I think I'll always still play poker, but I don't know, man. I really just I'm really loving learning new things. I mean, it's one of my, I can't believe I really enjoy that I spent so much time in my life playing poker, but yeah. Merrily Mari, join group can rabble on for 10 minutes about a point that takes 10 seconds to make. Probably why Doug Polk bailed on Table Talk, Merrily. Merrily, thank you for tuning in live at this 1 a.m. and providing a great comment like that to the chat. I appreciate that. Much love, my friend. Michael, how sick was the 12,000 followers on Twitch during the main event? I feel happier about the people tuned in live right now hearing me talk about something I'd like to talk about rather than that. So, Fooled by Randomness, the hidden role of chance in life and in the markets. Like that book? All right, I'll check that book out too. Thank you for that recommendation. Make your own sex toys. 50 quick and easy do-it-yourself projects by Matt Paget. I'm in. Any crazy promises for next year? My crazy promise for next year is... I don't have any crazy promises, man. I feel like my crazy promises for next year is that I will have a great fucking year, my friend. Hopefully. I mean, I don't know. I feel like whatever happens, no matter what, if I die young, if I go to jail, if I break my limbs, if everyone I know died, I feel like I would still find a way to make it be great, make it be positive. I mean, I have faith I would. I don't know whether I would or not. Hopefully we don't find out some of those, but we shall see, man. We shall see. Any crazy promises? I'm just going to try to keep learning, man. Try to do great things with my GTO Club. Try to put out great poker podcasts. Try to put out great poker contests that poker players can really love. That's what I aim to do, man. That's what I aim to do. Just keep visualizing the future and manifest it into reality. Seem like you're already a wizard. I agree, man. I agree. I'm definitely ahead of the curve when it comes to visualizing and manifesting things that I'd like to happen. A couple more things here. What happened to the Bovada videos? First one was pretty funny. Bovada videos are on hold temporarily. Have you ever had any problems with anxiety attacks or know people who have? Any advice how to deal with it? I think I still get a little bit of anxiety when it comes to doing some things. Very simple things, but yeah, I don't know. I don't really know the definition. I don't know the exact definition for what anxiety actually is or how people should deal with it. I think it's kind of an excuse a lot of people make, and then it just keeps sort of just going and going. You know, you make an excuse. Say anxiety, you fall back on anxiety. 2 years later, you fall back on anxiety. I mean, maybe it's been this proven thing, but I feel like I never really used to have anything like that. And then as I started saying, oh, I have anxiety for this, I'm not going to do it, it just kind of built up from there. And now I'm finding that when I fight that and when I go against it, it's usually very good. It's kind of putting yourself in an uncomfortable spot, texting a person or messaging a person or saying something that you might want to say, or doing something that makes you feel uncomfortable when you think about doing it, like scheduling a doctor's appointment or going to the gym. I feel like a lot of those things is definitely a mindset, and I haven't researched it enough to necessarily know much about it. But it's certainly something to look more into on my end. But I feel like a lot of times I've said, "Oh, I get anxiety." It's just yeah. I need to step it up. Honestly, just need to step it up. Yeah, man. Let's wrap up this podcast, guys. Appreciate everybody who's in the chat. Appreciate everybody who tuned in. Check out the book "Stop Worrying and Start Living" and Tao. Two great reads that deep dive into balance. I don't want to have balance in my life, man. I'm striving for unbalance. Striving for unbalance for sure. Nick Glenn, Poppy, what's going on, my friend? Stephen Lyon says, the medical condition very difficult to control for people with other issues like bipolar. Listen, Stephen, I don't fucking know, man. I'm not a fucking doctor, okay? I'm not an expert. You're not a doctor. You're not an expert. I don't necessarily think one way or the other. All I know is how it affects myself. You know, I don't know, man. I'm not fucking claiming I'm a poker player, man. I play a great game of pot live in Omaha. I don't really diagnose anxiety for people, so I don't fucking know, man. Like a lot of the stuff I say is just my experience or what I've seen work in other people. I don't really give a theoretical correct answer that I read from some book. I like to give answers. I like to talk about things I've personally experienced and give it from my viewpoint and from my experience. And a lot of people just like to regurgitate bullshit or theories or ideas that they hear other people say and sort of pass it off as something that's been tried, tested, and confirmed by themselves. When I talk about the way anxiety has affected me in any sort of way, it's coming from how I've looked at it, how I've thought about it, how I've interacted and affected it. And it's not really coming from, anything else. And I guess, some people approach it that way. I think that's a great way to approach it too. But for me, when I talk about things, I like to talk about it because I've experienced it myself, or yeah, that's sort of how I view how I view and how I gather, how I gain my perspective on things and my whatever it is you want to call it on things. So yeah, man. Jay Cooper, Poppy, what is something Bill Perkins has taught you? He has definitely taught me a lot, my friend. I could do a whole podcast, and I fucking just might do a whole video one day on what he's taught me. But stay tuned next week, boys. We got a fun week coming up. Be back tomorrow night. GTO Thoughts. Merry Christmas, everybody out there. Dale. Merry Christmas to all the people who add some positivity and good things to my life, man. Scammer Hotline. As always, much love, man. Much love. Dale Cooper. Chatterbox. Nick Glenn, show up at the wrong time. Jason Kisala. My buddy Train. Always there, man. I love him. Thank you very much, my friend. Cafe Con Leche. Merry Christmas, my friend. Merry Christmas. That's it. I'm out of here. Peace out. Much love. Hacky27. Much love to you. Gurjot Sandhu. Much love to you, my friend. Matt Smith. Much love to you. I'll see you guys later. Be back tomorrow night. Peace.